country was called Turkey. Do you know Turkey?
Yes.
Do you know where this country is found? In Europe, okay. I think we need to confirm that from the map, right? Now, long time ago, in this country, where the sun was shining really brightly and the flowers were gloriously glowing, there was a man who woke up early in the morning and said, I'm going to trick my neighbor. He was a trickster. Do you know a kind of a character that could be a trickster? What do they do? Yes?
They love pranking people.
They like pranking and tricking people.
They like pranking?
Yes, they like pranks. They like to trick people. So he was a trickster, and his name was Nasruddin. Nasruddin woke up early in the morning and he stretched himself. Oh, can you stretch yourself as if you're just waking up early in the morning? Oh. And then he said, I'm going to my neighbor today and I'm going to trick them. And he went. He walked and walked and walked and walked, and then he goes and knocked at the door. You're my neighbor, can you respond?
Come in.
Come in. And then his neighbor, hello my neighbor, said Nasruddin, would you please lend me your big pan? And the neighbor says, why? And Nasruddin says, I have a party in the evening and I would like to cook a big meal. And the neighbor says, what do you think the neighbor says? You're the neighbor.
Okay.
Okay, there you go. So the neighbor gave him his big pan. And then Nasruddin, the next morning, he walked to his neighbor's place. He walked and walked and walked and he knocked at the door. Come in. And then the neighbor and Nasruddin handed a pan. When he handed the pan, wait a minute, there is a small pan in it. Where does this one come from? And you and Nasruddin, what will you say? Well,
that's nice.
so Nasruddin said, oh, I forgot to tell you, my neighbor, your big pan gave birth to a small pan, so the big pan is yours and the small pan is yours too. And the neighbor was so excited. He was overjoyed. He was so happy. And he took both pans. The next day, Nasruddin again, early in the morning, he walked to his neighbor's place and he knocked at the door.
Come in.
Come in. Hi, my neighbor. I have yet another party and I want to cook a big meal. Could you please lend me your big pan? And the neighbor says, Sure, there you go. And Nasruddin took the pan and walked back to his house. He walked and walked and walked. And then the first day passed, the second day passed, the third day passed. Nasruddin was nowhere to be seen, and the neighbor was really concerned. He said, What happened to Nasruddin? Where is my big pan? I need to find out. And he went to Nasruddin. He walked and walked and walked and he knocked at the door. Your Nasruddin, what do you say?
Come in.
And he says, what can I do for you? Nasruddin, and then the neighbor says, what does the neighbor say? Where is my pan? And Nasruddin said, oh no, my neighbor, I forgot to tell you, your pan died.
What?
The neighbor says,
What?
what? How can a pan ever die? It's not a living thing.
It's just
It's just a pan. How can it die? And Nasruddin said, well, when I told you that your pan gave birth to a child, you agreed and you were so overjoyed. There you are. Your pan died. And how do you think the story is going to end?
I excited.
What do you think will happen? Yes?
I think.
Do you think the neighbor will happily go back to his house?
No.
What will the neighbor do?
You'll be stressed.
He will be stressed, but what will he tell Nasruddin? Yes?
He'll start asking him questions.
He will start asking him questions, yeah?
And he will tell Nasruddin, I'll never trust you again.
I'll never trust you again. Is there a moral lesson in this story?
Yes.
What is
Never
the
prank
moral?
people.
Never prank people? Yes?
Don't give people things.
Don't give people things.
Don't give people things all the time.
All the time. Don't lend them things. And what do you think, Nadia? Don't believe everybody. Clifford?
Don't slay people.
Don't
Lie.
don't lie to people.
And this story reminds me of, like, I think a long time ago. Mwana Malundi.
Mwana Malundi.
No.
It reminds you of Mwana Malundi.
Abunuwasi.
Abunuwasi. Kulikuwa kuna hadithi kama hiyo, Abunuwasi. Oh, interesting. So, Miss Witness, you know the Swahili version of this story?
Yes.
Okay, can you tell us, Miss Witness?
Of this version.